Hey guys, well, you also welcome to My Way Tarot. This will be a general reading for all Aries placements. Everything you need to know about myself, the reading, or the channel can be found in the description box below. So we're just going to use this deck of cards today. This is the Modern Witch Tarot. Angels of Love and Light, could we please have clear and concise messages for Aries placements? What do they need to know, or what do they need to hear at this time for whenever they come across these timeless tarot messages? What do they need to know in regards to the current energies? Please and thank you. What do they need to know? Please and thank you. Please bear in mind this is a general reading, so with the messages, only take what you feel resonates and leave the rest. And please use your own sense of discernment with the messages and not force them to fit with a particular situation. So what's going on for Aries? Please and thank you. So we have some extra cards. Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups, and then the Chariot wanted to come through, Cancer's energy. And we have the Emperor, Aries. Look at this. This is your major arcana. So very, very strong indicator this is your reading with the Ace of Swords. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So guys, I mean, I'm getting an energy to do with Saturn moving into your sign, Aries. I do believe that it's in the matter of days from as I'm filming and I go to post this. I do believe that it's on the 24th or the 25th of May that Saturn goes from Pisces into your sign, Aries. And then later on this year, it goes back into Pisces. But I do believe that this particular transit will be in your sign for the next few months, okay, like over the summer period, obviously, and beginning of the fall, the autumn season, but depends where you are in the world. So I do believe it's up until about September time, and then it goes back. But if you guys know exactly when that is, then obviously I would really appreciate it if you could put it down in the comments, and I'm sure other viewers would find that useful as well. So thank you. So guys, I feel like there is something definitely shifting here for you. Maybe surrounding your home life, surrounding a social circle, maybe to do with your family, something in regards to your career here. There could be news to do with a legal situation, right? Finally figuring out what is genuinely happening with a particular scenario, especially if it is legal, right? So this is looking pretty favorable for you guys. So I feel like there is a strong significance here to and wow, if I can talk to connections, okay, as well. There may be somebody that you're ready to talk to, or you've been wanting to talk to, or somebody feels like they're kind of ready to finally communicate with you as well. And I was getting finally, okay, so maybe there's been something going on here where you and a person haven't seen eye to eye, or there hasn't been much communication for one reason or another. I feel like something is going to get settled between two people here, right? Whether that's romantic, whether that's to do with a friendship, or whether that's work related, business related, okay? Something is getting situated here to do with a particular dynamic, in to do with a connection, okay? 444 just come up on the timer. So you may be seeing of those numbers. What is going on, please, and thank you for Aries. That was my fault. Wow, that was my fault. Somebody may be coming through and like showcasing to you, saying or something that it was their fault, or maybe this is something that resonates with you. Okay. Wow, guys. Capricorn energy with the devil. Now, obviously, I did just mention not long ago about Saturn moving into your sign, Aries, and we have Saturn energy here. So there is something showcasing about this. I'm hearing Daddy Saturn. That's not something I would usually say, but you may have heard other people say it, but I'm getting that vibe. Okay, but anyway, let's get into this. Why is the devil here for Aries? We have the Knight of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I don't know why I heard held hostage. Some of you may have felt like you've been held hostage in a situation here. Um, Maybe to do with your career or to do with your finances, maybe legally, maybe it's been a relationship. Um, there's definitely some sort of like enslavement energy. There's something about being restricted. There's something about being kind of confined in some way, not necessarily having that freedom, that flexibility, that energy of feeling liberated in some way, right? You may have just felt like you've been stuck. Okay, you've been stuck in a scenario that hasn't been that healthy, um, something that hasn't been that great, and you've been wanting to get out of it, you've been wanting to move on forward, but you've had to bide your time with something, whether you've been waiting on additional resources or finances or something to improve in regards to your business or an investment or your career, so that you could actually walk away from a particular situation. What's going on here? Yeah, you've been biding your time. You've been waiting on news. Look at that, with the phone coming out here on that Two of Wands. You've been waiting for something important to come through for you that's going to give you that sense of the ability or the capability to walk away from something or to move yourself on forward, however that may pertain to you, so that you can embrace this Ten of Cups energy into something that's giving you a lot more emotional fulfillment, or getting closer to a dream that you've wanted for yourself, right? Um, Maybe it's to do with a home situation, to do with family, to do with the workplace. Maybe you've actually wanted to physically move, um, but potentially you felt quite tied down, or you may have not necessarily had the funds, the resources, to pay off a certain debt. Yeah, okay, I'm getting that type of energy. Again, Pisces energy with the Hang One. You felt like you've kind of been stuck in a rut. But I'm hearing that's changing. Knight of Swords just flew out, reversal. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Why is this Knight of Swords reverse? I'm hearing you've so much wanted this movement forward. You've wanted to like really get out of something. But you felt like you may have not had much choice on the matter, or felt like you've been doubting whether you could bring something into fruition for yourself. But I'm hearing brighter days are here for you with the Sun, Leo energy. There's something significant about July and August for you as well. And then I'm hearing like everything's going to happen very quickly. So it's the sense of like you've been kind of ticking along, kind of showing up and showing out, doing your best to do with a situation that's been far from ideal. And then it's like you have been awaiting news. You get this news, and then it's all of a sudden everything is being flipped upside down. You're really happy about this, and then you can really transform your life or change your life in the way you best see fit for yourself. Okay. I am getting that. What's to go underneath the... Actually, I was going to clarify this, wasn't I, quickly? Why is the Knight of Swords coming through reversal? I'm getting a very sudden energy. Like, actually, it may be so sudden that it may feel quite uncomfortable. 10:10 on the timer. There's a cycle closing out here. But I'm hearing it's important to ground, okay? It's important to ground, and also not to kind of rush things. Yeah, something is suddenly manifesting for you with the Magician, Gemini, Virgo, Scorpio, and that's transforming. Look at that with the Death card. An ending of a situation, a cycle, and a beginning of a new one. 1313 or 333, 313. 111 or 1111 or 1010 you may be seeing of those numbers. Scorpio energy. Why is the Knight of Swords here reverse? The Sun. Wow. Maybe you feel on some level like you're going to be over your in and over your head, I'm hearing, with whatever is happening or unfolding for you. Like you're not going to be able to keep up with the pace, with whatever ends up shifting or changing. There could be like a very sudden relocation here. Okay, yeah, look, you're off with the Eight of Cups. I'm hearing I can't get out of here quick enough. So you've definitely been feeling a bit at a loss to do with some situation you've been enduring here. And then just like that, everything just turns up on its head and works out for you. Look at this. The Fool wanted to come through. There's your card, Aries, another major arcana. I mean, it's like all of a sudden you're able to take that leap of faith. You're able to move. Okay? There may be some sort of interesting conversations you end up having with others, okay, whether they're friends or family or people that you work with or what have you, about a particular decision that you're making. But I feel like you're quite sure of yourself with this decision, but others are not necessarily sure on why you're making the decision that you are, or they're not like coming to grips with understanding why you've made a decision. Okay, they may feel like it's very much like out of the blue here. They may feel like it's a little bit left field, like they weren't necessarily expecting it potentially. But I feel like you're happy about a decision that you've made, regardless of whether other people agree to whatever it is that you're doing or whether they're on board. But I'm hearing even if they don't necessarily understand, I feel like they'll come to a place of like, respecting your decision. Okay? Because I feel like you're standing up for yourself with whatever this is as you go through this particular transition with the Two of Pentacles. There is going to be a bit of juggling, okay, a little bit of trying to prioritize of certain things here. There may be certain deadlines that are looming that you're having to meet. There may be this frantic energy of just getting everything sorted by a certain time, okay. But I'm hearing you'll be able to handle whatever this is. Yeah, look, we have the Lovers, Gemini energy. We're now currently in Gemini season. So Gemini season is very, very prominent here. Okay. Things are coming into balance. You may feel a bit unbalanced to begin with. The Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy, there's you. With the Empress, this is beautiful, by the way, Taurus, Libra energy, and the King of Cups. Some of you have made a decision about love, okay? Some of you have made a very important decision about love. Or someone's made a very important decision about love in regards to you. Okay, there could be an important conversation looming to do with a connection here. There could be somebody that you're wanting to reach out to, or this person wanting to reach out to you. And it's like finally something is going your way, or this person's way. And so therefore it's like any issues that there were to do with why something couldn't come together can now all of a sudden come together. And there's a sense of excitement about this with the Page of Wands. I'm hearing this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for something to turn around, something to suddenly work out, for there to be movement, and now it's happening. So somebody could be getting ready to declare how they feel for you, confess their feelings, maybe romantically, or this is the other way around, however it goes. But I'm definitely picking up on a very kind of solid reunion or reconciliation or a getting together with someone. Yeah, I'm hearing something about the past as well. Okay, I'm hearing something may have come full circle. Something's coming around full circle to do with a high level soulmate, past life connection, twin flame energy, quite potentially. Oh my gosh, with the Ace of Cups as I go to say that, I didn't even see that there. Okay, there's a full circle moment to do with someone's love life. Someone is getting ready to confess how they feel. I'm hearing like love is in the air, okay? With the star, Aquarius energy, this is ultimate wish fulfillment. This is going to feel like a miracle that two people have managed to get together. I'm hearing despite all the odds of whatever there was in the way between you and a particular person. I'm hearing I'm hearing the sun will come out tomorrow. I'm hearing nobody's going to be raining on your parade. I feel like there's a lot of happiness here to do with two people getting together who have not been necessarily in contact or have had very little contact between the two of them for quite some time. There's a closure of a cycle with the world. There could be an ending of a separation, especially if there's been a long separation between you and a person. There's definitely something to do with online or travel. Okay, yeah, this has been divinely orchestrated with judgment, Sagittarius energy. Absolutely gorgeous. So things from here on up, I'm hearing, are going to be getting really quite amazing for you, especially in regards to love, which is really quite wonderful. But I don't, you know, what else? Anything else just in general for Aries? What do they need to hear? Five of Swords to go underneath the Devil. What's to go underneath the Knight of Pentacles? Yeah, Eight of Wands. There's been this sense of like a lot of stops and starts or very slow movement. So then all of a sudden everything happening, everything just taking place. It's like if there were any cords that needed to be cut to do with the past, okay, that weren't healthy, that were negative, that were holding you back, that's all being dealt with. That's all being dealt with, and I feel like you're moving on to calmer waters here. As I effing say that, Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters. I mean, I didn't even see that there, and there it is. This is beautiful. So if you've had a really rough time, Ten of Swords, everything is fine, the worst is over. To do with many things that you have been up against. Why is the Two of Wands here? What's to go underneath the Two of Wands? You know what you want. Look at that, King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You very much firmly know what you want now. Okay, you know exactly what direction you're going. You may have felt confused, you may have felt unsure, you may have felt like you've been sitting on the fence, couldn't make a particular decision, like you've been at a crossroads. But I feel like you're taking matters into your own hands, okay, and moving yourself on forward. We have the moon, Pisces energy. There's something significant about this new moon in Gemini coming up. And also, I'm getting something to do with the Sagittarius full moon as well, which I do believe will be in the beginning of June. So, as we're closing out May, going into June, is a very pivotal time for you. And I also do believe that we have Jupiter moving on forward here into Cancer on the 9th of June. So you may have strong Cancer placements. Or it may be worthwhile to see which house that you have Cancer in your birth chart, with how that transition is going to be working out for you for the next upcoming year. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, and then underneath the Ace of Wands. This is gorgeous. I feel like there's been a lot of work behind the scenes that you have been doing in regards to your healing. I feel like there's been a lot of focus on health especially mental health. Okay, I feel like you've been doing a lot of healing in regards to your past, previous situations that you went through. I feel like you have a lot more clarity now in regards to what more you want for yourself out of your life. I feel like your hard work is paying off in regards to maybe your career, your finances, potentially a business as well. I feel also that you are someone that is going to be very booked and busy, okay? Especially if you're somebody that's self employed or an entrepreneur. Um, I am also getting like, if you're someone that potentially is all of a sudden having to relocate or wanting to relocate, and you may be just finishing up or tying up loose ends to do with certain projects, or you could be, leaving a job and finding a new one, and so therefore it's like you're sorting out paperwork in order to help the next person who takes your job position so you can move on elsewhere, so that it's not in some sort of disarray. Like, I'm getting something to do with creating guidelines or that type of thing, so that if somebody is having to come through and replace you because you're no longer going to be in a situation, that whoever you work for isn't going to be in such um, a place of chaos, right? To do with the turnover with whoever is going to be coming through to take your place as you move on elsewhere, which I feel is going to be much better suited for you. You're going to have a lot more joy from whatever this new position is or this new place is as well. Yeah, Ace of Wands. I also am definitely getting that with the Three of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles, you may be a little bit upset about potentially moving on forward or leaving a particular job here, especially if you've established some really good connections, and you've done a lot of networking with certain individuals, right? But then I feel like the benefits of you leaving kind of further outweigh than what would be if initially quite sad at one point, because I feel like I'm getting something to do with long distance. You may be moving to a completely different county, maybe a different country, a different state. I feel like there's definitely like a few hours in between in regards to travel that's significant. But I'm hearing that you're very much welcoming of this particular change. You're excited about it. Okay, but I do feel like there are going to be a few people that may be a little bit disappointed or a little bit sad or upset, because it's like, saying farewell or saying goodbye, especially if there's a strong indicator that they most likely will probably never like see you again, because of the distance or what have you, but still keeping in touch, maybe like online. I don't know, I'm getting that for some reason, right? Um, yeah, with the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces energy, you're following your heart, you're following your intuition, and you're trusting um, your own judgment and the decisions that you're making at this time. And I feel like it's important to kind of know wholeheartedly that you're doing the right thing for yourself, moving yourself on forward in the way you wish to. And it's okay to be sad about making a particular decision, but I feel all in all, the positives definitely outweigh the supposed negatives of a scenario, right? Which is really, really quite interesting. I want to get a little bit more about this devil. Why is the devil here, please and thank you? I just heard I can't stand my boss. So some of you are dealing with a boss, or somebody that's like a line manager, or somebody that's like a supposed superior to you, the whole kind of, work like hierarchy thing and all of that. There's someone who maybe quite controlling, or I'm getting like very much all in your business type of thing, like kind of hovering around or micromanaging, or just I'm hearing like piling on extra work to you, and it's not like fair or balanced out, so you've ended up getting the short end of the stick and ending up like taking on much more than you're supposed to. It's like somebody taking on the jobs of three people, and then a person higher up expects them to do all of this, okay, but then not getting the financial increase, or them refusing to hire help, or additional employees to be there to take on the workload, and just kind of like because they want to save money. So there could be potentially some sort of issue that's being cropped up here. Something is being said, something is put out there, that the situation isn't right. Yeah. Okay. Why is the devil here? Okay, the other message I'm getting is that some of you are working far too much, right? And you could actually be questioning whether this work is really um, giving you very much return on the investment of your time. So potentially you could be someone that has multiple jobs, or you are trying to do a full-time job and you're trying to start a business like on the side, and it's just been too much. Maybe you're somebody that has their own family or children, um, or potentially you've been wanting to study or research something or gain a qualification as well as working your full time, and you feel like you have to, in order to promote yourself or to get to the next level in your career or for what have you. And I'm hearing something's got to give. So you may be trying to figure out, actually, is it really worth it? Working myself into the ground like this is obviously not healthy. I'm not having much fun in my life, or I'm not having much time for myself, or I'm not able to do other things that I'm wanting to because I'm consistently working all the time. There's got to be another way out of this. There's got to be another situation here that could work better for me. I'm hearing working smarter rather than harder. Yeah, absolutely, with the Ace of Pentacles. You could be looking into finding out how to bring in passive income for yourself. Okay. So it's like you're earning money while you're sleeping, or you may be interested in something to do with stocks or property or assets. I'm getting something to do with online currency is what I just heard as well. You could be looking at your options, right? Because something is not necessarily working out how you would have hoped it would have done. Like, it's just taking too much energy out of you. The Hermit, Virgo energy. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you definitely want to be in a position and place where you're not having to work so much, okay, where you're able to actually rest. Page of Swords. Some of you are completely fed up with certain individuals around you, like you can't stand them, or you're recognizing that it's not a good connection, and you're just like, look, this is not really helping my cause. Okay, yeah, with the moon. There could also be certain things that are coming up to the surface, whereby people may have talked about you or talked about what it is that you're doing here. With that moon, Pisces energy, you could be hearing what other people are saying about you, and especially if somebody's trying to lie on your name or twist of a certain story, then I feel like you're going to catch wind of this. This may be a little bit hurtful at first with the Nine of Wands, but then I feel at least then you'll see people's true colors, and then you won't have to question yourself as to whether cut certain people out of your life or just no longer deal with them. Or if you're having to deal with these people, then you could be just keeping it to the bare minimum. You could be, just out of the sense of keeping things relatively diplomatic, like small talk, that type of thing. But you're not going to be allowing someone to have, I'm hearing, as much access to you or privy to certain information about you and what's going on in your life, especially if things start to improve. This could even be in relation to like friends or family or people that you work with, however it goes. Anything else for this devil, please? Page of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, everything is fine, and the Eight of Swords, that flew out with the King of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Some of you have, with the Seven of Wands and the Six of Pentacles, some of you have come to realize an association with a connection that there may be some sort of codependency there, whether somebody's codependent on you or you're codependent on them, but I'm feeling more the other way around. There's the sense of codependency. I'm getting potentially to do with a parent-child dynamic, like an adult child, but if not, then I'm getting that somebody feels like they're needing to have you relatively close or relatively nearby because of some sort of advantage or like benefit that they get from having you around or having access to you. So there could be the rose tinted glasses coming off in regards to this, and you could be like, gosh, I'm even picking up on an energy like somebody not necessarily care about a person's well-being here, like their emotional well-being, whether they're happy, whether they're this, as long as a certain image is just portrayed, or whether somebody is getting their money here. I'm getting something to do with financial abuse or financial control as well. If all of a sudden like things are picking up for you and you get extra money, then I feel it's important to keep certain things to yourself and not put it out there too much, especially to people that you potentially feel like you can trust, but maybe you can't trust them, because it's like they're going to want this out of you. Like, for instance, it's like saying to somebody, oh, I got a promotion at work, and then you get the promotion and you've said about it, and then like somebody is saying, oh, well, you owe me for this, or pay me up for that, and they're quite blunt, they're quite rude, they're quite they're not nice with their tone or their delivery, and this can really hurt. So I'm getting a sense of actually somebody maybe realizing that all they really genuinely care about is the money and not about the person's well-being. So they could be deciding to hold back on letting this person know that they've had a major improvement to do with their finances, um, just for a little bit, for a while. I'm hearing. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting that, but I am. There's definitely some sort of putting like a boundary in place, okay, and potentially walking away. There's an emotional disconnect with a certain individual here. Okay. Any other messages? Guys, so the other message I'm getting is that something quite amazing about your finances is improving, right? After a very long stint, a long period of time of it being a real kind of pain for you, okay? And I feel like whatever is coming through for you, you wholeheartedly deserve this promotion, this new job, this increase, this windfall, or whatever this lump sum is, or the resources, for you to carry on, and kind of investing in yourself or investing in things that are important to you. And if anyone is trying to guilt trip you in some sort of way to doing of something, I feel like you're a lot. I'm hearing a lot more aware of yourself, but are also a lot more aware of others around you and their intentions. Okay, so just bearing that in mind. But there are going to be many others around you that potentially could be closer to home, doesn't have to be, that are definitely going to be feeling a certain type of way when you're having this come up. Okay, because I feel like there's something changing to do with your financial and your material stability and security, which is something that you have been wanting for the longest of time. Okay, yeah. Anyway, that's all the messages I'm kind of picking up on for you for this reading. But we have strong Capricorn, Aries, Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, Libra, Leo, Sagittarius, pretty much all the signs, to be honest, but they came through the most. 222, 888, 555, 1010, 111, 1111, 999, 919, 33, maybe very significant, and 555. But that's going to be the end of the read. So I hope that there have been some messages, a few messages, if not the whole reading, that potentially resonated. And if you have enjoyed this reading and you wish to support myself and the channel, there are donation links available. There is a PayPal link in the description box below, and the other option is Super Thanks, which is listed underneath this video. So thank you so much for those of you who have already donated. I greatly appreciate you guys. Even if you don't financially donate, a wonderful way to energetically donate is to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll get back to you guys in those comments when I can. So thank you so much. Please hit the notification bell so you get an alert as to when I post another video for you and you don't miss out on future updates or content made available on the channel. And please feel free to check out your other zodiac sign readings that I provide for your other placements in your birth chart, such as your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, or North Node, to gain further insight for the timeless tarot messages. But sending love and light your way, many blessings, take care, and I'll see you and speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye, guys.